speaker today. We really don't need to do an introduction of her. We know it so well, but I'm going to say a few things anyways, because we have a somewhat new face here this morning. Welcome, by the way. Reverend Sharon Flynn is a minister here at the Metaphysical Chapel of Life, and she's been a member since 1994. Just older than my gray hair. And in 1999, she became a Novitiate Minister, and in 2002, she became a fully ordained minister. She's owner operated Hypnosis and Healing Centers since 2002, locally and in other areas, using her gifts and abilities as a spiritual director and consultant, an advanced energy healer, a certified hypnotherapist, and a teacher of classes and workshops. And one thing I do know that she did use hypnotherapy to help quit smoking. Nobody here smokes. Okay. Here at the chapel, she is our minister who oversees spiritual healing classes. Spiritual healing teaches spiritual healing classes and also facilitate our seasonal celebrations. On a more personal note, she's blessed with 3 grown children, 2 sons and a daughter, with 3 grandsons and 1 granddaughter so far. So I will speak today, Reverend Sharon Flynn. Welcome, Sharon.
So far, I don't think I'm going to have any more after that. I'm not having them anyways. Yeah, I got to play with my granddaughter yesterday. It was delightful. Oh, thank you. So, well, I'd like to start off with prayer. So, good morning, everyone. I'm very blessed to be here, and blessings to see you all here too. So let us pray. Father, Mother God, Heavenly Creator, I ask for the connection to be made to the higher self. And as we connect to our spiritual oneness, we ask that it continues to flow, guiding everything that we hear, that we connect to today, and that I be that purest form of this channel for your work. Yes, this in Christ's life, in Christ's name, amen. So Betty started off with the meditation and the opening prayer, and I thought she read my talk. So I probably don't really need to talk today.
That was your intro.
So the title of this talk is Dissolving the False Matrix. We came into this life knowing fully well in a contract that we came in and instantly dissolved in memory of that contract. And came into this matrix that has been held, what I would call, by the darkness.
Yeah.
And we're at a time now in this evolution of consciousness that we are collectively all together dissolving the old matrix.
Yeah.
So, and one of the things that is connected to the old matrix is our ego mind. It is a type of programming that we came in so we would feel separated from God. The one that creates the war in between our ears, the one that judges, the one that creates that significant feeling of we're not good enough or we're not enough. In other words, have we ever felt whole? Have we ever felt complete? So that is what's literally being dissolved. And we're also, as we are dissolving that, we're also expanding our consciousness to a higher sensitivity, a higher empathic nature. So it's almost, we're in this dichotomy of a major struggle. I've seen it in my work. It's people are lost, they are confused, and pretty much we're at the end of the line here. Okay, we're at the end of the dark, and we're moving into the light. But all the all the experiences that we've had show us or bring us to this awareness that there's something wrong with me. Listen to the words that you say to yourself, the war between your ears about yourself. So we're literally dissolving the ego mind, and it's not going easy. So it has controlled us to keep us low, to keep us separated from the God force that we really have. So I behold the light in all of you. We are that light. We are that wonderful being of God. We are the spark. So as we have been controlled by our ego, the sense of separation, the sense of lack of control, self-betrayal, and everything feels like that we have gone through this level of, and literally, we have denied our life. We have denied who we are. We've denied that ego. I mean, the ego denies it, but we are denying it with us, with everyone. So you're denying yourself of worth, you're denying yourself of light, and you're denying yourself of wholeness. So that's the false illusion. I had an experience a couple of weeks ago. I was at this birthday party and everything was going well. And all of a sudden, there was this one person that started to be very negative. And I do live in a bubble, I have to say, because I don't come across too many negative people. And literally, it was like I was hit over the head. And in an extreme way, I was just not prepared for that. Yeah. And I went down a rabbit hole with this because I go, wow, I grew up in that. I grew up in that chaos. Yeah. I grew up in that negativity, the lack of respect. Yeah. And so it brought all of that up to my face. And it prompted me to go through many different places and think about it. And one of the things that I felt it wasn't even directed at me. It was directed in towards somebody else, but I felt it so extreme. And it was almost like I had a protective mechanism going on with that person. And, and so it was really hard for me not to feel slimed, is what I call it. Yeah. And so it took me a couple of days to, well, I always find it Epsom salts baths and going in nature helped me to process things. But I came across this very interesting lady. Her name was Lisa Billier. I think she's from Australia. And she's on YouTube and she does podcasts. So I got to see this podcast of a 102-year-old woman. Her name was, what's her name? Gloria, not Gloria. Oh, don't come to me. And Gladys, that's right. Gladys McGarty, McGarty, I do believe. And it's McGarry, that's what it is. And it's so interesting on this podcast of how she forgave. She was in a 47-year-old marriage, and she got notice from a letter that her husband was divorcing her. And then the letter, they had started a holistic medicine practice and they worked together. So he sent all the letters to all the employees and the 3 children. They sent a letter. And and anyway, she talks about how she goes through forgiveness of this experience. So this lady that was asking the question, Lisa is her name, wrote this little quote, and I'm going to read it to you because I think it's very, very interesting. True forgiveness is so hard. Now, there was an explanation between so and hard. Okay. So true forgiveness is so hard because to really forgive somebody else, you need to accept the cost of the pain that they owe you without making them pay for it. I thought that was very, very to the point. So we're going to have those times. We're going to have those experiences because we're at the end of the dark, moving into the light. And we have to be the strong ones here because a lot of people have no idea what's going on in this world right now. They don't have that spiritual connection. And obviously, the people that are coming up and pushing out their pain in any situation is a cry for help. So they're coming from a place that, it's not a place I've been in a long time. So, but what they're doing is denying their own light, their worth, and their value. And you can see it in who they are and how they act. So they are coming from a place, it's like we have to meet people where they are. And that's going to be a challenge for us. Because as we start to we're in a place of very heaviness, very, very uncomfortable, and it's difficult because we have to clear out these old beliefs. It's the false matrix to me is the ego mind system that we have been under this for so long. So we're dissolving everything we know. And that's not small stuff, okay? So you're going to see a time where darkness within you is getting ready to be dissolved, and you're dissolving it within you. So let me give you, I've had this analogy was shown to me last couple of weeks. It's like can you imagine the way that we process things is a stainless steel bowl, and it has old, dried food on it, okay? And we're taking one piece of that dried food and coming out, cleaning it out. And what we are going to be doing after we clean out all that dried food is polishing that bowl because it's going to hold our light within us. So we're responsible for creating the new matrix, the light matrix within us. And what we're seeing now is the chaos that's taking place outside of us. So the outer structures of the government, you're going to see coming down, the financial systems, all the things, the medical, the education, all these old structures are really supporting the darker agenda. And so we have to dissolve all the old patterns within us. So there's a lot of things you can do, but the old false matrix is coming down. So know that chaos, let that chaos be outside of you. Let you get connected to the light more and more and more. And if you can realize that, yeah, we have chaos within us. It's the old paradigm of the ego. And as we collectively start to let go and emerge into this new time, it's a gateway. And that it's like a gateway. So it's like a gateway that we're going to move to another light. When, I don't believe that the earth is going to separate into a light and dark. I believe that it's as if we are adjusting within us to become the light, and the light is all we're going to see. I know, there's certain areas of this town, Newport News, that you particularly don't want to go to. Okay. But does that part of that town exist? Yes, it exists, but you're not in that level or that striata. You don't think about it. It's whatever they create, right? Whatever. Now you can pray, and you can, just like poor Hawaii. It was devastating to me to see what happened. And, there is a lot of things that you can do for that, but praying for them, the families, and the loss of the whole families there, it's just unbelievable. So praying, lifting people up wherever you go is another thing that you can do. So as we go through this gateway, we're going to have a choice. And really, it's a requirement really to go. We have to let go of the old way of judging oneself, feeling about oneself, and the old way of feeling not worthy, not respected, and not honored, and not feeling loved. So, just think of a world where everybody is respecting themselves, loving themselves, and knowing that they're a light. It's coming. It's coming. So this new doorway is what we're moving to. We're moving into the new age of light, and we're all here to be a witness for as this old matrix comes down, the false illusions. And we have passed, to me, if we let go of the ego mind and start operating out of the heart center, which is easy to do, because the ego mind is not going to be nice to you. It's not a nice place. And so then okay, I'm in the ego, and I'm going to go back to my heart, and I'm going to let my heart guide me, because that's the connection that we have to our higher self. It connects us to the one natural law of we are the light and God's source. So we're all going to go through this hurdle collectively in different phases. It's like a big line. People are going to be walking up a set of stairs. And as we go up it, we're going to hold on to the next person's hand and help them up. So as we put aside our judgments and dissolve them, we have to have compassion for the others out of the heart center, just like what, we're not going to get resolutions in people that are in their pain body. That's a term Eckhart Tolle talked about, and a lot of people are in that right now. So trust that we are the light within, and the light as light. I always do I love this mantra. I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. And I also add, I am the peace. So know that if you feel lost or abandoned right now, not fitting in, I know we all have experienced the difficulty being around people of that lower vibration. But just see them that they're in their pain body, and just give them that compassion. Because if you pass on some of your light and you have abundance of it, then that light will start to shine more. And it's a very exciting time, because what we're doing, if you looked at that analogy of the stainless steel bowl, that bowl means that once we clean all that out, we're going to be whole and complete, but whole and complete within that connection to God, because we always had that. It's just a false illusion that we didn't have it. And of course, it was very easy to believe that, because everybody told you that. It was the ancestor line was passed on, the way to operate is getting passed on and passed on. So just know, hang in there. I think the physical form has gone through the rough journey right now, because as cells hold more light, then the body is going to be bringing up those emotions, those old patterns, and they're going to start to show up through other people, but also the feeling within. So the being less than is an illusion. Every one of you is so important in this world. You are the light that you're going to pass on to others. So fill up a basket every day of your light and just throw it on people. That's what give yourself time to replenish that light through the physical. The physical earth is the most important thing I think we have right now, and each other. And so that support, that compassion, even having compassion to people that want to dump their pain on you. And it's okay.
Yeah.
It really is okay. It's a cry out for pain. It's a cry out for help. And maybe it's not through your words, but it could be through your prayers. So I'm very blessed to have shared the expressions that God wanted me to, and blessings to all of you, and hold that light. Thank you.